Hi, everybody. Welcome. Crafty Chat number 19 coming at you today with Lucy and Nancy, and I am Heidi. And today we're focusing on talking about interactive websites and kind of what does that mean? Because there's a lot of interactive websites out there, but we're focusing on ones more for play, creativity, artistic kind of things. So pulled up a bunch of different sites and apps that we found fun to play with. I don't know who wants to start. I kind of liked Lucy's story the best.
Okay. I can't remember the name of the. Yeah, I will start.
We're gonna go back on the App Store and find it and re-download it.
No.
No, tell your story.
So
is it the Pottery 3D ceramic maker?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
And it's only the light version, which was good because I was limited. But anyway, I started this endeavor with looking at links that both Nancy and Heidi diligently researched and sent to me. And I tried a few and I was like, maybe I'm not an interactive app website person. I'd rather just doodle on a piece of paper. And then I downloaded on my phone this app, the Pottery 3D light version, and you what you do is you create, it's like a wheel and it's spinning, and you use your finger and you create your shape, and then as you earn points, you can buy more colors and more patterns to put on there so you can glaze it. You earn points by selling it, and so I just got hooked on basically creating pottery and then just selling it and like watching my numbers go up and up, the whole thing. It really, so apparently there are some interactive apps that I really do like. And I actually had to delete it because it was pulling me away from real life things. So for being a naysayer in the beginning, it was pretty funny because but it also had a very, if you're someone who likes this, like uses those things and can put it down, it had a very therapeutic side to it. Like you just really, because you're just, also if you're not a ceramicist or a potter and you go to try using a wheel, like I did classes with my kids, it's something that looks easy, and Heidi, you can attest to this for sure, is so hard. And people who do it all the time make it look easy, and then you go to do it. And so it's very satisfying to be able to do something like that on your phone where you're like, look at that, I made a vase, and with just a few adjustments it was the shape I wanted it to be. So it's definitely worth trying if that doesn't sound like something that appeals to you. And without even paying for anything, there's like a certain number of colors you can buy and a certain number of sort of brushes you can buy. After a point it stops you. But that was really my deepest dive into something interactive.
Yeah, I did. When we brought up this topic, I did a considerable amount of searching for stuff like this, and the biggest issue that I ran into was when you try to search interactive websites on Google, you get a whole lot of website programming and like marketing type stuff, and I was like, that's not what I'm looking for. So I had to kind of like tweak my search stuff to actually find things that were relevant. Yeah. And I didn't find a lot of the stuff that I was looking for. So I was looking for like color palette makers, which I did find some of, or like websites where you could do like a digital version of a craft. So you could like do some swipes and make a friendship bracelet and in a digital form, or like things like that. And I wasn't finding what I expected to find. And that was frustrating me quite a bit. There wasn't a whole lot that I was finding that was really relevant to me. There's a lot of things of like online drawing apps, abstract color play. There's one app called This Is Sand that I downloaded it a while ago, and it was very, very fun and very soothing. It's a digital sand art.
Yeah,
it is,
that one.
Yeah,
No.
it's really cool. But I got bored with it really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was kind of trying to think of like, well, what are the things that I'm actually interested in? I had another coworker that keyed me in.
Look at
I like
that.
the
Playing
color
with while
a
you
lot.
talk. I don't know if I can because I can't really see what I'm doing.
I had
Yeah, I
another,
can see you're sending the sand down.
and
but-
I can hear it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's probably really loud. Sorry.
No.
No, it's fine. No, well, the sound is part of it though for me.
It's so soothing.
So I had another coworker key me into this Cross Stitch World app,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh.
digital cross stitching. So like
Yeah,
if
I
I
love
zoom in, it's literal. Oops, I made a mistake.
Oh yeah.
I should do that because I put down my actual cross stitch and didn't.
This is so cathartic. There's something. I'm sorry, Abby. I just whacked my cat in the face.
Watching the
There's
stitches be made and stuff.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna do it on screen. So I have these styluses,
Okay.
and it's like I'm gonna figure out which color I'm doing. So like you pick a color, and it'll highlight it for you, and then you just go on and tap.
Oh, was that easy to do real cross stitch, right?
I know. That was why I liked it so much, and I finished a ton of them. Let me see if I can find my finished ones.
I used to love playing with that on my phone during break time because it was just like, you have 15 minutes to kind of. I find it hard for me to focus on like getting into reading anything,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I read like 3 pages, so just like doing that would be a good time killer. Pass the time in a pleasurable way.
I don't think it's showing my finished ones. Oh no, it is.
Okay.
I finished this robot.
Oh,
Which is very
wow.
cute.
That is
Well, it was also just for the longest time I was so frustrated by cross stitch that this was like my catharsis thing of like it's kind of brainless. It's like there's a lot of paint by number apps or like coloring for adult apps where you just tap and it'll fill in colors, and I have a bunch of those downloaded. I don't find those as fun or as soothing for some reason. But that was the only one because I have a Fire tablet, and then I downloaded an app a while ago. That's an anti-stress app, and these aren't really creative. They're more just kind of brainless anxiety apps. But there's a whole ton of them, and they're all different things like you can slice vegetables.
And do they help with stress?
Exactly.
No, I mean, I'm asking for a friend.
They do. This one is actually my favorite. So you can, this is just called the Infinity. I did actually pay for it. There's a free version, but I did actually pay to get rid of the ads because it was annoying me a lot. Where's the? You can cut out me looking. Okay, there is an actual sand cutting. Let me see if I can. And it makes the noise of cutting sand. So this is a thing like on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube of those like soothing videos or those satisfying videos of like sand cutting. That's one of the things that. So I was using that for a while of like, I like that noise. It's a cool noise. So I was using that for a while, and that was a really fun app. But yeah, I forgot where I was going this. But those are the two big things that I really liked were Cross Stitch World and then that Antistress app. It wasn't quite so creative, but it was more just something soothing to do when I'm bored or when I'm stressed. I think that's all I had.
okay.
Kind of
Well, a lot of the ones that I've played with, I think I was drawn to just ones that were kind of abstract, playing with color.
Yep.
And that kind of can get your. I'm gonna try and share my screen.
I did. Yeah, I liked that push, color push.
Push.
That's what that's actually what started this whole thing off, right? Was I saw this
It was
website, and I'm like, this is kind of cool and fun and soothing. Okay, so I'm sharing now. So This is
Home
through
screen more.
transfer.com. So that's a website you can use to transfer files up to 2 gigabytes, and you can do it for free, or you can pay to transfer bigger files, which is really cool. And they're only up there for like a week, and then they expire unless you have unless you pay for the version. So yeah, and you can just like, these are ones people made, and then you can just, choose a shape and start, playing with these. And it's kind of like alcohol ink art or paint. I feel like this way it kind of keeps flowing, you can play with it. So
the only thing that frustrated me was you couldn't control the colors.
Yeah.
Like every time you click, it gives you a new color, but you can't anticipate which color you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, you could keep clicking before you move and then kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know how some people made such really cool ones, because mine didn't.
Yeah, that was the thing. I couldn't figure out how folks had made such really cool pieces.
They spent a long time with it, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's sometimes what it takes. But so then searching, I found this Symbaloo.com, and they have a list of a lot of interactive websites. Some of them did not work.
Yeah, I found
a lot of them did not work on a tablet. You definitely have to be on a computer. You did the one with, like, Lucy, you used the
comic, yeah.
It's right there. It's Make Believe Comics.
Okay.
It's like in the third row down there, the third column down on yours.
Why? Oh, here.
Yeah.
Let's see if that loads up.
I have it on mine if it doesn't on yours. But
sorry.
So if you like across the top there, all the stuff, it's really cool. You can create comics. It has like other printables. There's so many, if you go into like the create comics, it'll give you like starters, like the pet words one down there will give you like a picture, like what do you want your pet to say, but then there's also printables, there's greeting cards, as you can see across the top. But just the comics part alone has so many different themes, and it's huge how much you could do with this.
I think this would be great to include in our A2CAF programming in the summer.
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, there's like, because sometimes I think too, if you're interested in trying to, if you like the format of a graphic novel or a comic and you want to create something, but you don't feel like you're comfortable drawing it, or you don't even know where to start, there's like really good prompts,
Yeah.
So like this guy sitting there on the computer with his cat in his lap, it's like, what would your cat, it's just like a funny way to start something. And
that was me about 2 seconds ago.
Right. And then you can save them, you can print them. So, and you've just gone into the pet words part of this. That's all. Because if you go up to like create comics, at the top, there are, coronavirus comic daily, comic strip starters, give me words. They just like, it keeps going, and then in the printables part next to it, there's even more stuff.
And you don't know what happened to your comic? You maybe didn't save it that you made?
I don't think I did save that.
There's also that second ribbon down, looks like it does comics in other languages too.
Yeah. Yeah. So these are all like, look at these printable categories. I mean, this is actually a great resource too, I thought right now, a lot of families are heading back to virtual school, and that's going to look different for a lot of people, but this is a nice way to think about offering your kids something, a different way to create something, because not everybody, obviously thinks in the same way.
It's a great way to get writing too.
Like the writing prompt ideas, I thought were really great. So I feel like I barely scratched the surface on this one,
I see the languages now. There's so much to look at that I was like, I didn't know where you got.
Yeah, no, I that's what I mean. I barely scratched the surface. So it's just, you can see there's a tab up there for parents. So I don't even know what that looks like, but it's like, I feel like this is, they have, encouraging reading. Like I just feel like there's a lot here. So, I mean, yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
This is as far as I got with, once I hit this one off of your link to Symbaloo, I didn't get any farther because you can go so deep.
There's so much to go into. And that's what I did find with some of these where they were very like education based and in a really fun way.
Right.
Doing different stuff.
Yeah.
Thing needs to go away so I can get to another site. Okay, so what's this one? Oh, this one's the Jackson Pollock. And it's funny because, let's see if I just reload it. I was like, huh, there's like, it's a blank screen. Nothing's happening. And I was like, oh, there you go. And again, it like changed color without you knowing, you know, but I thought about you, Nancy, because I remember you were saying that you weren't really a fan.
Of Jackson Pollock? No, I'm not.
But, you know.
But that would be fun, though. That's for the Creative Bug Challenge that we're doing watercolor, and I made an unholy mess splattering watercolor paint onto one of the paintings that I'm working on. It was so fun. I was not expecting
those little splatters they go far. Those little
splatters.
They do.
My phone was across the table like 4 feet away, and I got splatters on my phone.
I know. Later, I was like, "What's on my phone?" Oh,
what's on my phone? Oh my god! Yeah, that was.
Spirograph was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a spirograph, right?
Yeah.
But you know,
that's still really cool.
Yeah.
I did try this one. I thought it was fun because you could choose so many on the side. You could choose so many different inner and outer gears. And the way that they rotate against each other.
This would actually make really cool mandalas. I thought about getting a spirograph to doodle designs to embroider.
You know, I did get one a while back when I was I wanted to design, I think, for doing paper embroidery. I thought, oh, I'll do spirograph and use that because it's, you know, it'd be really clean and more accurate than when I do it with a compass and all that stuff. So I got to shut my window because, of course, it's landscape day. But the new spirographs, I feel like they're not the same quality that I remember as a kid. Like, plastic was flimsier and it just, like, I had a hard time keeping everything flat. And, like, the teeth weren't meeting up. Like, it just, like, every time I got my pen in there, I started turning the gear around, it would, like, slip out. And I don't know.
That's frustrating.
I was very frustrated by it. And I thought, why, as an adult, can I not use this toy? Because it's a toy. I donated it at one point because I'm like, get it.
Chris and I are replaying a lot of Nintendo, the SNES and NES video games, and getting super frustrated of like, I was great at this when I was 8 years old. Why is this so hard now? Like, I suck.
I know.
Like, my reaction time isn't the same, and it's all different. So,
but it's still kind of, you know, it's fun and
really pretty, yeah.
And probably I could just use this to create some patterns because I guess you can save them and.
Can you print them?
So
if you can download the image, I think you can print them.
Oh yeah.
Looks like you could save them on Pinterest. There's got to be a way. But anyway. So
well, I'm definitely gonna have to play with that website more. I just found one that is I can share my screen.
Oh, okay. The only other thing I had to show was that I found a light bright. I was like, oh.
Although was it as fun as a real light bright, or is it?
No, God no. No,
it makes me want a light bright, but
black construction paper that you had to like stick in there, and then you had all the different colored pegs and just putting them in, and I missed it. Right, that was, you know,
my favorite thing was just the bag of the pegs.
Yeah.
Like, I just
they are pretty, just like on their own.
Yeah.
Fluorescent neon colors, and then it was just like this cool glowing thing, you know, in the corner.
And it's just like satisfying because you go through the hole, but you also go through the paper, you know.
You're trying to poke it and find it, and then
I wanted to get a whole bag of those pegs and put them in a jar, and then put like string lights inside of it.
That'd be cool.
And just have that as like a light. I thought that would be really cool. So.
Can I just share one more thing really quick?
Yes.
I really found a lot. So I'm going to try and do this on a tablet. This is a kaleidoscope program. So if you hit
the glow art one,
like different shapes to play with, or different like kind of, well, not shapes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see, isn't it? Maybe if I turn that.
It's going to be even harder for you to try to work it because that was my problem with the cross stitch one.
Well, not really. This one's pretty easy because it's just doodling your, finger.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you just start, then it just keeps adding different colors.
Oh, wow.
Layering it, and I can change to whatever. So, I don't know. It's now, maybe.
See, these are the kind of things that I would be more, I did a lot of painting over the weekend, so I think I'm more interested in these kind of painting apps now. When we were researching this a bit like a week ago, it wasn't quite as keyed into stuff that was painting related. So
too bad you can't really see this, but it's just kind of fun and meditative, honestly, because you can keep changing the color, you can change the color of the background. So I fell into a hole with this for a couple of days, and then I got distracted by other stuff. Well, actually, I got distracted by, as people might notice, I completely redid my room.
Right.
I had to pull everything out. I know, it's like I'm an episode late.
It's okay. You were inspired.
I was.
Yeah.
I had to literally pull everything out of the room to be able to reorganize it. And then it also was like going through boxes, cleaning some stuff out, and just like, I warned my husband, I'm like, okay, there's gonna be some stuff. And it was all piled up in the living room and the hallway. And he's like, I can't even understand how you fit all that in your room. So it's like,
it's a puzzle.
It's a puzzle.
Like an actual puzzle.
Living Tetris.
It's organized though, but it was so fun to like go through all my supplies and be like, okay, these are the things I want to do. Like, you get re-inspired.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other problem I have with this room is that closet's not really a closet. So there's only like a top shelf that I can put stuff in because the wall is cut out for a TV to sit in when we moved how they did it. Which is like really cool, but now all TVs are flat screens. So if we ever get a new TV, like, this is totally pointless. But anyhow.
It's funny.
Moving back to our actual topic, Nancy, you're going to share now.
Yes. Can you allow screen sharing?
I thought I did. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought I started it off that way, that multiple, so we can share simultaneously if we want.
Wow.
I don't know.
So this, I just found this on that that website we're talking about. But if you click and you move these balls around, I don't know. I found this all of a sudden while you were talking, just like extremely entrancing.
Wow. Looks like there's a lot of different.
The bouncy balls. And there's, I think there's a lot of different effects that you can do. Ooh. That's cool. Okay. I'm just going to do this for like 2 seconds.
That's okay.
Okay.
That part reminds me of like Etch-a-Sketch.
Totally.
It looks like
that part.
Yeah. They also kind of look like subway map lines to me.
Yeah, they do. Very much. Wow. And this is called Bomo.
This one is called, I gotta go back.
Well, the website's Bomomo.
Bomomo? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot on that Symbaloo site.
Yeah, there really is.
Most of them did work. There's a couple that were out of date.
Well, this is also, I think, a lot of these are traditional Flash, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was the problem.
They may not also be supported for much longer. That was the one that I just found while we were talking. I'm like, I want to share that. That's really cool. So, the one big thing that I learned while we were doing research for this, I did not get a smartwatch last year around the holidays. So I was like, there's nothing that I would really use that for. The only thing that I would want to use it for is a knitting row counter. And I looked at both Apple and Fitbit and Android smartwatches, and nobody had a row counter app. There's a row counter app now for Fitbit. So I'm like, maybe it's time for me to upgrade my Fitbit into a smartwatch, because that's something that I would actually use regularly.
Yeah.
Because it was a point last year of like, maybe I should teach myself how to code. That scares me. I don't want to do that. I'm not there yet.
Oh, to code? Oh,
yeah.
And there's like,
I was going to write my own app.
there's like Scratch, or Bitsbox is fun too, which is something that we've had some programs at the library for, and those
You did mention those when we
Yeah,
were
you
doing
said
our
something
research.
that was
I
a
forgot to
coding.
pull it out, because you can subscribe to it and it'll send you, like, it's kind of like a magazine booklet that has different programs that have the coding language that you type in. So it kind of tries to get you used to like the command lines and that kind of thing. And there's
Yeah.
also like little playing trading cards, so like you can trade cards, I guess, with your friends and play play with Bitsbox. But you can also use that website. I could probably just pull it up without having the cards or without logging in. But sometimes it first makes you sign in. And
I think last year or 2 years ago, Google does a Santa tracker every year around Christmas. And they include a lot of games that they update or they release every day of the 25 days of Christmas. And one of them was a coding app, game that was like, it'll teach you how to, I can't remember which version of coding it was, but they were like building blocks that you would stitch together. And then like a sleigh would do a certain set of actions to like kind of be a very, very introductory into coding logic, which I thought was really cool. And that was the first time where I thought, oh, this is actually, I understand this. It's not as scary as I thought it was, because I think of coding. My dad's a computer programmer, so every single time he starts talking about programming, I'm lost instantly, because I just don't. He has 40 years of experience and I have none. So.
let me just do another, I can share that. Share screen. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, we could do a whole program about, because there's a couple sites for programming, but I don't know enough about coding to really talk about it. It's like I would need Christopher on here. So this is the Bitsbox site. I just kind of went to it without signing in. And usually, like, if you have, like if you had a card and you said yes, it would have like a code that you type in. So it's kind of like set up to understand the program that you're typing in.
Oh, okay.
Or, let's see, if I go here, oh.
I think I did the food fight one. I tried.
So then it'll just tell you what to type in, and you could just type the whole thing, yeah, and then create the app. So it gives you a few of those too, which is fun. Oh, that one, same thing. It's not made yet, so too bad I didn't have one of those prepared. But anyway, it's a fun and simple, and also it's good for learning how to type, because you have to be really specific. You know, if you put the wrong kinds of quotes, oops, you know, it's not going to work the same. So, and it'll tell you, you know, there's an error. So, you know, well, it did work. Not a good example.
Yeah, but it's I'm
not supposed to do that.
It highlighted around the
Usually yeah, so there it would say there's an error because, you know, I have the wrong
part in there.
So yeah, but okay, so the one other site that was interesting, that was more of a learning site, was this ArtTopia, knowitall.org, and it had for different grades, different subjects, all kinds of stuff that you can, you know, learn about. And if you maybe click on dance, it takes you to just meeting the dancers, learning about a dance studio, just kind of, you know, there's like different videos and stuff like that. So that was, you know, a cool way to learn, you know, especially if you're working on some kind of report, you know, about dance, modern dance, you know, this would be a great website. Or, you know, or other kinds of art, you know, and like I say, you can browse by grade and subject. So that was really fun. So definitely more of an educational, not as playful.
Yeah. This one reminded me more of like a digital museum.
Yeah, there you go.
And that was, I thought it was cool for that, in that respect of like this would have been cool to talk about during our interactive museums and digital exhibits.
Video. But again, I think it's good to know about right now. I mean, you know, if you want things to supplement like the at-home educational day, whatever, you know, I just think for a lot of people, school is going to look so different right now that it's good to have resources that kind of take you outside your little box.
Yeah. So I don't know, a lot of cool stuff. I wish I had written down the keywords that I ended up using that's helped me define these kinds of sites, as opposed to programming and coding sites for like building your website to be interactive.
Yeah.
But I think it was just pretty much interactive websites for creative play or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one of the search terms that I used was like websites for creative play.
Yeah.
Or websites for art play was another one that I used that I found a couple for. And then I was having a lot of luck in I have an Android phone, so I was typing in stuff like art apps, creative app, just those kind of things were helpful. And then I did find a few that I didn't download that I wanted to play with that were color palette creators.
Yeah.
That I thought would be really fun, especially to help me pick colors for embroidery projects, because I spend more time picking colors for and agonizing over colors for embroidery projects and for knitting and crochet too than I do anything else of that process. So I was like, maybe this would make it a lot easier for me to help to pick colors. So I wouldn't be sitting with all my boxes of thread and completely overwhelmed of like, I don't know where to start.
I know. I get frustrated too. Sometimes I just dive in. I'm like, okay, I know I really am drawn to blues today. I'm going to start with blues. And then like the next week I'm picking it out because I like the color and I'm like, it's not.
Yeah.
Or I just force it through. I just keep going sometimes. It's just like, just see what's going to work day by day. Because my tastes do change, especially with an embroidery project, because it can take me, I don't work on it consistently. So I'll come back to it a month later and be in a completely different mood, right? Color mood.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. That's why I have to pick my palette in advance and commit to it.
Yeah, I've tried that. I just don't stick to it. Big surprise, right?
Well, when you have so much control over exactly what colors you're using and where you're placing them, it's easy to change your mind. We're doing watercolor painting right now, and I was doing a lot of that of like, well, that color's not working for me. Let's try a different one. So I was switching back and forth between a lot of different things very quickly. So
I used up a lot of my like plum red color in my pan. It was like the one color I just kept working with, and I'm like, I love this color, and it's almost gone.
Yeah, that's
yellow,
a lot of.
I don't know, they weren't working.
Yeah, I have it's called Hyacinth Violet in my palette. It's really more of like a dark magenta. That I have almost hit the bottom of the pan on, and I'm a little sad about it because I can't get like a single pan replacement for it because it's like just a set off of Amazon, off of some like third-party market art place. It's like I'm never gonna find that color again. So I'm enjoying it while I have it.
There you go.
I'm gonna run out of it, but no.
So anyway, so yes, that was our foray into the, I don't know, exploring the web.
Right. And we all got something out of it.
We did. This felt a lot more directed than just falling out. I'm sorry, felt a lot more directed than falling down a Wikipedia hole.
Yeah.
I do quite a bit, or just falling down a general internet hole. So this was a little bit having the guidance to like actually need to stay on task was helpful.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Because I kind of threw this at you. So
yeah, no, it was.
I was inspired by one website. I'm like, there's got to be something more out there. So
yeah,
I think it's something I can definitely go to when I just need a break and
you
don't want to read or whatever. The only thing is, it's like, gosh, we look at screens so much all day long that I'm like, do I really want to look at it? But it's, I don't know, it's a different.
It felt different.
Yeah, it's different. Turn on the blue filter on your phone or your tablet.
Yeah.
And then go for it. It'll help your eyes not to have that blue light. Because I've noticed that especially since the beginning of quarantine, I have to have the blue light filter on my tablet and my phone, or my eyes get really tired really quickly. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I think that's all we had for everybody today. Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate you watching our videos. Please like the video, subscribe to AADL TV, check out some of the other offerings that we have on the channel. We'll be back in 2 weeks for episode 20. And until we see you next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and don't forget to love each other. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.